Benny's brilliant bus ride. Once upon a time in the town of Quirk, lived a boy named Benny who loved to smirk. He rode the bus to school each day and met kids who were different in every way. The first was Lucy with hair so blue. She said, "I dyed it, it's something new." She sang in a voice so sweet and fine. It made the birds chirp in perfect time. Next was Tim, who was rather tall. He ducked his head to fit it all. He'd reach the apples way up high and share them with kids walking by. Then came Mia, small and shy. She barely looked you in the eye. But her paintings, wow, they'd make you stare. She saw colors no one knew were there. And don't forget Jake with the 2 left feet. He danced to rhythms no one could beat. Sure, I trip, and sure, I fall. But I've got the coolest moves of all. At first, Benny laughed at their quirks and traits, thinking they were odd and not quite great. But as the bus rolled through the town, he saw the magic in what he put down. Lucy's songs made the bus ride fun, while Tim's tall jokes had everyone stunned. Mia's bright paintings turned heads around, and Jake's wild dancing shook the ground. Benny scratched his head and thought out loud, "These kids make life a colorful crowd." It's not about being all the same. Differences are what make life a game. When they reached school, Benny stood up tall. "Hey, let's celebrate one and all." Lucy's songs, Tim's tall reach, Mia's art, and Jake's wild screech. The kids all cheered and clapped their hands, seeing the world through Benny's new plans. From that day on, they'd laugh and play, and learn from each other every day. So if you see someone who's not like you, remember they've got their own magic too. The world's a puzzle, and every piece makes it brighter, better, and full of peace. The end.
Lily bakes a cake. Lily loved to bake all day, mixing flour in a special way. With chocolate, sugar, and some spice, she knew her cake would taste so nice. Her apron tied, her hands so neat, she tapped her toes to a dancing beat. Into the bowl, she poured with care. The smell of sweetness filled the air. 1 egg, 2 eggs, maybe 3. Now stir it up, just wait and see. She gave it a spin, and oh, what fun! Baking was magic, and she'd just begun. The oven hummed a happy tune. Lily's cake would be ready soon. She peeked inside, her eyes so wide, the cake was rising, full of pride. She added sprinkles, red and blue, and then some frosting, pink of course too. With every swirl and little shake, Lily created her perfect cake. When it was done, she couldn't wait to share her treat on a shiny plate. Her family cheered. "It's such a delight. Lily's cake is fluffy and light." Lily smiled, her heart so full. With every bite, the house felt whole. She knew with love and a little grace, she could bake cakes to fill every space. And as the stars twinkled in the sky, Lily whispered, "I'll bake again, bye-bye." For in her dreams, she'd surely make another sweet and yummy cake.
Maggie's Marvelous Sick Day Scheme. Little Maggie was snug in her bed. "School today? No way," she said. The sun peeked in, bright and bold, but Maggie declared, "I've caught a cold." She coughed a cough, "Achoo, achoo," and held her head. "Oh, Mom, it's true, I feel so hot I might explode." Her mom just smiled and pinched her nose. "Nice try, my dear, but that cough's not real. Come on, get dressed, and let's make a deal. If you're truly sick, then back to bed. But first a check," her mama said. Maggie thought fast and grabbed her toes. "I can't stand up. Oh no, my woes." She flopped around, all wiggly and loose. My legs are jelly, it's no use. Her mom knelt down with a gentle poke. Looks like your legs are playing a joke. Hop up, my love, and don't delay. It's time for breakfast, you'll need your day. But Maggie was clever and full of schemes. She wanted a day of books and dreams. So she grabbed some crayons, her favorite trick, and dotted her face with spots so quick. Mom, look here. It's a terrible rash. I can't go to school. I'm breaking out fast. Her mom chuckled, then dabbed her skin. These spots wipe off. Let's try again. Maggie sighed, but she wasn't through. She grabbed her cat and some glitter glue. This is my helper, Dr. McPurr. He says I'm sick. You can trust his word. The cat gave a meow, then wriggled free, leaping away with a wiggle and plea. Her mom just laughed and kissed her cheek. My little trickster, you're so unique. Finally, Maggie gave a big groan. I guess my tricks are overblown. But Mom, she pouted, school's just so hard. I'd rather stay here and play in the yard. Her mom sat down and held her tight. School can feel tricky, but it's all right. You're smart, you're brave, you'll do your best. And when it's over, you'll feel success. Maggie thought and gave a small grin. Okay, I'll try. I'll let school win. But tomorrow, just wait. I'll think of a way to make Mom believe I'm sick all day. They laughed together, so full of cheer. Off to school went Maggie with no more fear. And though her plans didn't go as she'd planned, Maggie knew school could be kind of grand. So, when you're tempted to fake a cough, remember that fun doesn't have days off. With friends to meet and games to play, Maggie learned school was the best kind of day. The end.
Olivia and the Tickle Monster. Olivia was tucked in bed one night. Her room was cozy, soft, and bright. But something strange was in the air. A little giggle here and there. She sat up quick. Who's making that sound? Then felt a wiggle all around. From under the bed came a tiny roar, and fuzzy feet tapped on the floor. Out popped a creature, oh so small, with fluffy arms and not too tall. Its eyes were big, its smile was wide, and it laughed so much it couldn't hide. I'm the Tickle Monster, it declared with glee. I'm here to have some fun, you see. I love to giggle, wiggle, and play. So, Olivia, let's start right away. Olivia gasped. Her eyes grew wide, but she couldn't stop the joy inside. The Tickle Monster tickled her toes, and soon she laughed from head to nose. Stop, stop, Olivia said with a shout, but she couldn't help her giggles out. It tickled her knees, her belly too. She laughed so hard she didn't know what to do. But then the monster paused and said, Let's take a break before you're red. It sat down gently on her bed and smiled as Olivia caught her breath instead. Olivia smiled and whispered low, Why do you love to tickle so? The Tickle Monster grinned and replied, I tickle because it brings joy inside. But don't worry, Olivia. I'll always know when it's time to stop and go slow. I just love laughter, light as air. It's how I show I really care. Olivia thought, then nodded right. I guess it's fun to laugh so bright. But maybe tomorrow you can play. I need to rest now, if that's okay. The Tickle Monster gave a wink, then slowly vanished in a blink. Good night, my friend. It whispered low. I'll be back when the giggles grow. Olivia snuggled in her bed, no more tickles in her head. But as she drifted off to sleep, she dreamt of laughter, soft and sweet. For even when the night's so still, the Tickle Monster's with her still, ready to play another day, bringing smiles in every way.
Olly the overpacked owl. High in the trees of Evergreen Glen lived Olly the owl with his feathered pen. He loved making lists, and his bags were so packed. For every trip, he carried a full house on his back. "If I need it, I'll have it," Olly declared. With gadgets and gizmos, all carefully prepared. A flashlight, a teapot, a ladder, some glue, an umbrella, 10 books, and a banjo too. One bright morning, a hike was the plan. His friends all said, "Let's go, you're the man." But Olly was slow. His bags weighed a ton, and by the time he was ready, the hike had begun. The chipmunks raced ahead with a hop, skip, and leap, while Olly trudged along, puffing up the steep. "Wait for me," he hooted. But they couldn't hear. His heavy load made him lag in the rear. Then suddenly, snap! A branch broke in two, and Olly tumbled, his bags spilling through. Out came the teapot, the glue, and the books, the banjo, the ladder. It was a comical look. His friends ran back and gasped at the sight as Olly sat dazed in the soft morning light. "Why do you carry all this?" asked Benny the bear. "Do you really need glue on a hike through the air?" Olly paused and looked at the mess. Did he need 10 books? He had to confess. He laughed and said, "I see your point clear. I pack too much because of my fear." Together they sorted the useful from fluff and packed just enough, not too much stuff. With a lighter load, Olly soared up the hill, feeling free as he flew with a happy thrill. Now Olly enjoys adventures galore, packing only what's needed, not a thing more. He learned that less is often the key, to make room for joy and live life carefree. The moral of the story, don't let your fear make you over-prepare. A lighter load will get you anywhere. Carry what matters and let go of the rest. For life is a journey, travel light to feel your best. The end.
Renee's Magical Garden Adventure. In a little greenhouse at the edge of the lane lived a curious young girl by the name of Renee. Her backyard was bare, just dirt and some rocks, but she had a big dream. I'll grow plants in this spot. She grabbed her big hat and a watering can, a packet of seeds, and a grand garden plan. Her grandma had told her, with a twinkle and cheer, plant seeds with love, and magic will appear. First came the digging, with hands in the dirt. She laughed as the soil sprinkled on her shirt. She planted her seeds in neat little rows, humming a tune as the garden began to grow. Carrots and beans and bright marigolds, tomatoes so red and sunflowers bold. With each little seed, I'll grow something new, a garden of wonders. What fun things to do. Each morning, Renee would water her patch, chasing away crows with a playful scat scat. She watched tiny sprouts push up through the ground and marveled at leaves spreading all around. Oh, look at the buds, the flowers, the stems. This garden is magic, a treasure of gems. It's like the earth's painting, so vivid and bright. I can't wait to see it all bloom in the light. As weeks turned to months, her garden did thrive. It buzzed with the sounds of bees and hives. The butterflies fluttered. The worms wiggled too, all helping the plants to grow strong and true. Gardening's so fun, but it's much more than play. It teaches me patience and kindness each day. The veggies will nourish, the flowers will cheer, and I've made so many friends who visit here. One sunny afternoon, Renee picked her first crop, a plump, juicy carrot with a green, leafy top. She shared it with neighbors, her family, her friends, and realized her garden's joy never ends. Growing a garden is more than I thought. It's food and it's beauty that can't be bought. It's giving and sharing. It's love you can see. It's a magical place, just like Grandma told me. Now Renee's little yard is a sight to behold, with blossoms of red and sunflowers of gold. She smiles at her garden, her hard work and care, knowing the magic of growing is something to share. So if you have a patch, a pot, or some seeds, take a tip from Renee and grow what you need. With a bit of love, some sun, and the rain, you'll find in your garden the magic remains. The end!
Sammy and the Magic Balloon. In a little town with skies so blue, lived a boy named Sammy, curious and true, with freckles on cheeks and shoes untied. Sammy loved adventures far and wide. One sunny day, with a gentle breeze, he found a red balloon beneath the trees. It wiggled and giggled, then spoke out loud. "Hold on tight, and we'll fly past the clouds." Sammy gasped and gave a cheer. "A talking balloon, there's magic here." He grabbed the string and held it tight, and up they soared, to Sammy's delight. Over the rooftops, they floated high, past chirping birds and butterflies. Through cotton clouds, so soft and white, they zoomed with giggles and pure delight. "Where are we going?" Sammy asked with a grin. "To Candy Castle. Let the fun begin." Down they drifted to a field of sweets, with chocolate rivers and lollipop streets. Sammy ran through gumdrop grass, where jelly bean bunnies hopped so fast. He munched on marshmallows by the pound and laughed as licorice vines twirled around. But then, oh no, a grumble so loud, the cotton candy clouds turned gray and proud. Raindrops of milk began to fall, splishing, splashing over it all. The balloon said, "Quick, it's time to go. The candy castle's about to snow." Sammy held tight as the wind spun them high, back through the clouds, past the birds in the sky. With a gentle pop, they landed at home, in Sammy's backyard, where he first had roamed. The balloon waved once and floated away, leaving Sammy to dream about his day. He sat in the grass, shoes still untied, and whispered, "What a magical ride." Then he closed his eyes, the breeze so sweet, dreaming of candy and balloon-filled streets. The end.
The Barnyard Boogie Bash. The sun had set and the sky turned gray. Farmer Joe had gone away. With no one to watch and nothing to do, the animals shouted, "Let's party, woo-hoo!" The cow gave a moo and the rooster a crow. "Tonight, it's our time to steal the show." The pig did a jig and the goats gave a bleat. "All right, everybody, let's move those feet." The barn doors creaked as they swung wide. "Come on!" cried the donkey. "It's party time!" The chickens clucked as they shuffled and spun, flapping their wings, dancing for fun. The sheep in a row did a soft little hop, while the duck quacked out, "We'll never stop." The horse neighed loud, "Hey, let's conga in line!" And they danced through the barn with rhythm and rhyme. The mice squeaked tunes from a tiny stage, while the owl hooted wise, "Let's dance our age." Even the cat, usually sneaky and sly, joined in the fun with a wiggle and sigh. The tractor became a spinning DJ, playing tunes that made everyone sway. "Turn up the music, let's rock this hay!" cried the goat, leading a wild ballet. The pig rolled through mud, twirling like a top, splashing the sheep, who squealed, "Don't stop!" The cows sang songs in their deep, loud moo, and the geese honked along in perfect tune. The moon shined down on this barnyard scene, a party as wild as you've ever seen. From clucks to neighs, from bleats to barks, the animals danced beneath the stars' sparks. Suddenly, a sound made them freeze in fright. Could Farmer Joe be back this night? They scurried and scuttled, scattered all around, but it was only the wind making that sound. With a laugh and a cheer, they danced some more, kicking their hooves on the barn's wooden floor. They twirled and they spun. The party didn't end, because tonight, every critter was a friend. The animals danced till the sky turned light, singing and swaying all through the night. And when the rooster gave his morning crow, they knew it was time for Farmer Joe. They hurried and scurried back to their pens, laughing and whispering, "Let's do this again." The barn was quiet as the farmer came by, with no clue of the party under moonlight sky. But every animal, big and small, winked at each other, remembering it all. Because when Farmer Joe is away once more, the barnyard will dance just like before. The end.
The day the pets took over. Today in Miss Green's cheerful class, we knew something special was coming to pass. Show and tell was the plan for the day. But with pets involved, things could go astray. The first to step up was Robbie McGill, with a hamster named Speedy who couldn't sit still. He spun in his wheel and did flips in the air. Robbie beamed proudly. No pet can compare! Then came Sarah with her pet iguana, who nibbled on leaves like it was a banana. He sleeps in my room and climbs on the wall. He even wore pajamas last fall. But next was a sight we couldn't forget. Leo brought in a glowing pet. A jellyfish bobbed in a glass-filled jar. I found him last summer by the dock near our car. Then Ella arrived with her talking parrot, who shouted, "More snacks and make it a carrot." The class burst out laughing. The bird wouldn't quit. He squawked, "I'm the teacher! Sit, sit, sit!" Carlos marched up with a pet so absurd. A fluffy white alpaca named Herbert III. He guards our house like a noble knight and keeps me warm on cold, windy nights. But wait, here came Sam with a giant surprise. A frog with spots and googly eyes. It croaked a deep note and puffed out its cheeks, and jumped on the desk with a mighty squeak. Just when we thought the show was done, in came Mia with a pet that won. An octopus wrapped around her arms, with suction cups causing alarm. It waved a tentacle and tipped its hat. Mia said, "Don't worry, he's tamed like a cat." The class clapped and cheered. Miss Green took a bow. "This is the best show and tell ever. Wow!" As the bell rang out and we packed our things, we dreamed of next year and what it would bring. A dragon, a unicorn, or maybe a bear. With pets this strange, we'd be prepared. The end.
The Giggle Potion Mystery. In the town of Willow Glen lived a boy named Max and his best friend Jen. They loved to mix and swirl and brew, making potions red and blue. One fine day they found a book, tucked inside a secret nook. It read, "The Potion of Endless Glee. A drop will fill your heart with glee." Excited, Max began to mix. A little sugar, a magic fix. Jen poured in some honey gold, then poof, a mist began to unfold. The potion bubbled pink and bright. It shimmered, sparkled. What a sight. Max took a sip, just one small taste, then burst out laughing. What a case. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho, hee hee hee. Max was giggling endlessly. Jen took a sip, then laughed out loud. Their giggles spread all through the town. The baker dropped his rolling pin. The mailman chuckled with a grin. The teacher snorted in her class like the mayor fell right on the grass. The giggles grew and would not end, till Max turned to his clever friend. "We need a cure, a way to stop, before this town's a laughing shop." Jen flipped the pages, scanning fast, then found the answer at long last. To end the giggles, here's the trick. A sour lemon extra quick. They squeezed the lemons, 1, 2, 3, and sipped the juice so bitterly. The laughter stopped, the town was free. No more giggles, just relief. The mayor gasped, "Well, that was fun, but please don't mix another one." Max and Jen both gave a wink and whispered, "Or so you think." The end.
the teddy that came to life.
Lily had a teddy bear stitched with love and care, crocheted by Grandma, soft beyond compare. She hugged him tight both day and night, her cuddly friend, her heart's delight. One quiet evening, moonbeams shone. Lily yawned, but wasn't alone. A wiggle, a stretch, a tiny shake. Teddy blinked and came awake. "Lily, let's play," he said with a cheer. "I've waited so long, I'm finally here." With a giggle, she jumped up with glee. "Oh, Teddy, you're real, just look at me." They danced around in twirls so grand, spun through the room, hand in hand. They built a fort, both big and tall, a castle made of blankets all. They played pretend as pirates bold, searching for treasure, silver, and gold. They soared through space on pillows high, floating among the stars in the sky. They had a tea party with cups so small, pouring for bears and dolls one and all. Lily laughed till her tummy was sore. Oh, how she wished they could play some more. But soon the clock chimed soft and low. The stars outside began to glow. Teddy stretched and gave a sigh. "Time for bed, let's close our eyes." Lily snuggled him warm and tight, her magic bear, her heart's delight. And as she drifted off to sleep, she knew their fun was hers to keep. For every night when dreams took flight, Teddy would wake for more delight. The end.
The Wi-Fi Whisker, a modern fable. In a cozy town not far from here, lived Milo the mouse with a big ear-to-ear, not for hearing cheese trucks from far away, but for listening to Wi-Fi every single day. Milo adored his gadgets and screen. His tiny mouse phone was shiny and clean. With apps and games, he was tech-savvy and bright, but his friends missed his giggles and play in the sunlight. "Come play with us, Milo," squeaked Lily the hare. "We're jumping rope and the sun's in the air." "Not now," said Milo. "I'm watching a stream. This gamer's amazing, a real mouse dream." The forest critters sighed, feeling dismayed. Their old friend Milo never joined when they played. They missed his jokes and his adventurous ways, before gadgets and screens consumed all his days. One rainy afternoon, the Wi-Fi went out, and Milo let out a frustrated shout. "What will I do? My games are all gone. How will I live if this lasts until dawn?" He wandered the house, bored out of his mind, when a dusty old book was what he did find. Her treasure hunt map? Oh, could this be? His whiskers twitched with curiosity. The map led him outside through puddles and rain, to a spot in the forest past the winding train. There he found his friends with smiles so wide. "Come join us, Milo, we're exploring outside." Milo hesitated, but then took a chance. And together they searched with chatter and dance. They dug in the dirt, laughed and ran, finding the treasure as a united clan. It wasn't gold, just a pile of stones, but the fun they had made Milo feel at home. "This is amazing, why did I wait? I almost missed something so truly great." From that day forward, Milo found balance between screens and the forest's magical talents. He played games online, but not all the time, and joined his friends for adventures sublime. The moral of the story: screens are fun, but don't forget to play with friends outside in the light of day. Balance is key in all that you do, and the best treasure of all is spending time with your crew. The end.